Hey, hey, what is up? It is Tuesday morning, and I hope you have started out your day wonderfully. What is up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I am here coming live again with me and Winston. It is our mid morning nap, or his mid morning nap, to say the least. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and dive in. This is going to be a short and sweet live. I'm just getting straight to the action, okay? So, the reason why I wanted to jump on here is talk about 3 reasons why new habits fail to stick. So, you have goals, I have goals, we all have goals, whether it's personally or professionally. Could be happiness, confidence, money, mental health, physical health, career, relationships. There's a whole laundry list of goals that you could have, which is excellent. But as we see, especially with New Year's resolutions, some people actually succeed at their goals and others don't. Others fall short. And that's because maybe one of these 3 reasons that I'm going to provide you today. So it's good for you to understand these things and kind of take a look at these reasons and maybe what has stopped you in the past and how you could use these reasons to kind of fuel yourself for the future. Okay, so diving right on in. Reason number 1 why habits fail to stick. The routine or behavior changes are too big. Okay? The routine or behavior changes are too big. So, of course, when we have a goal, that goal is kind of bigger. It's a stretch. It's supposed to push us out of our comfort zone. And when you think about just strictly only the goal, of course, that's going to be too big. That is way too big of a change for you and your brain to go to from where you are right now. When you start a goal, your habits need to be so small there is no way you can say no to them. All right? I'm serious. Talking very small. Small habits have less internal resistance. So, for example, if you want to start doing 25 push ups a day, great. But if you can't do one right now, then that's not going to serve a purpose. Naturally, of course, you're going to stop because why are you going to do 25 push ups a day when you can't even do one? Right? So think about it in that perspective. If you can only do one push up, then you're going to do one push up for 1 week every single day. If you can't do a push up, then you're going to start with an elevated surface. You start in baby steps, okay? You need to come up with a plan in that aspect where you start so small. You will not say no. There's less resistance. Your brain's going to say no, or your brain's not going to say no because it's a no-brainer. Okay? Reason number 2 why new habits fail to stick. You beat yourself up when you make a mistake. I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. We all have a very negative dialogue inside of our head with our thoughts, okay? It's natural. Our brains want to be more negative than positive. But you need to be aware of when that's happening and how it's affecting you from taking action on your goals. The reason why we have goals is we want to become better. And in order for you to become better, you have to make mistakes. You have to fail. I fail too. It's very uncomfortable. I don't like it. But I need to fail to learn my lessons to keep on moving forward, okay? So, reason number 2 is because you beat yourself up when you make mistakes, okay? So, think about that for yourself and observe those things that happen and see whether it brings you in a downward spiral. That's a really popular thing. And I tend to look at this like a downward spiral when it comes to smoking, drinking, or eating. If something doesn't go according to plan and we mess up, then we allow our thoughts to consume everything negative that's going on. And then all we do is think about the negativity. Then our feelings become hopeless or frustrated or something of that nature. And then that triggers some sort of emotional eating, maybe having that drink to calm down, smoking that cigarette to relax. It can cause a downward spiral. So I want you to be aware of that with yourself and how has beating yourself up caused downward spirals for you? Because I know, I can 100% guarantee there's some sort of example in your past history that you can think about when it comes to this aspect. Okay? Reason number 3 why new habits fail to stick. You're setting your sights on the goal rather than the routine itself. Okay? The routine and the habits that you need to build is the process to the goal. Okay? You can't hit your goal without creating these routines and working on these small habits. All right? That's impossible. And one thing I wanted to share with you when it comes to this number 3, the reason why your new habits fail to stick, setting your sights on the goal rather than the routine itself, this reminded me of a podcast that I listened to once that is with Kara Lowenthal. Her podcast name is Unfuck Your Brain, and it's episode 203. It's goal sobriety and habit formation, and it basically talks about reason number 3, setting your sight on the goal rather than the routine. So I wanted to read you part of her her blog when it comes to this podcast. I'm going to put it in the comments below as well. Let me do that right now. She gets full credit for this, but it has to relate to what I'm saying right now and then everything else that we've talked about right now. Okay, so let me read this to you. Goal setting is exciting. It's like a new love affair. You imagine how amazing it's going to feel to have the goal accomplished, to have made all that money, to run a marathon, to become the perfect mom, to write that novel. Whether the goal is specific or vague, it's fun to fantasize about how amazing it's going to feel once you achieve it. But this is what she calls goal intoxication. Just like with a new partner, we expect the goal to deliver these warm, fuzzy feelings to us. We think the goal may make us feel good forever. We basically get high on the fantasy of having completed the goal. And unlike in relationships, this phase can last forever because there's no shortage of goals you can dream up. You can jump from goal to goal, dabbling in one until reality starts to creep in, and then you skip over to another one. You can stay quote unquote drunk on your future potential if you want to, but doing so has a cost, because when you are goal intoxicated, you actually undermine your ability to achieve them. How? By clinging so tightly to the end point, which is the goal, what I just talked about, of having achieved your goal, that you completely bypass the work it would take to get there. Make sense? I want you to read that blog post. I put the URL link in the comments below. Super helpful, and I love it. Yeah. Here's the definition. I never told you that part. But goal sobriety is when we shift from being infatuated with the end point of our goals and whatever we think we'll feel or we'll get to feel then, and focused instead on the habits we'll need to develop along the way. Okay? Those habits, those behavioral changes, those routines is the goal in itself. All right? So there's your 3 reasons why new habits fail to stick. Okay? Number 1, routine or behavior changes are too big to change. Number 2, you beat yourself up when you make mistakes. And number 3, you're setting your sights on the goal rather than the routine itself. Let me know if this resonated for you. Feel free to share with anybody, any of your friends that may find this helpful. And really, this is the work I do as a life coach. I help you with accountability, motivation, discipline. So when you beat yourself up, we keep on moving forward. We work through those things. I help you create small routines, small habits, small behavior changes that compound into the bigger goal. And I help you stay focused on sometimes those unexciting, maybe boring habits that you have to create in order for you to create that massive goal that you want in the future. All right. If you ever have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message, contact me. You know how to do that. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.